I'm Amy Goodman from Democracy Now! We've been covering Ferguson for quite a while. We're a public television radio show. Your thoughts today?
My thoughts today, I'm just here to embrace the feeling.
This is not only about voting rights, it is also about police brutality. This march was prompted 50 years ago by the killing of Jimmy Lee Jackson by state troopers. Do you make parallels with your son's death, Michael Brown's death?
It does. It does. It has certain similarities, and the outcome was pretty much the same. And my son would have been able to vote had he still been alive for this voting election coming up.
And your thoughts on Darren Wilson not facing any federal civil rights charges?
I leave it up to God. I leave it up to God. Yes, ma'am.
And your thoughts on the Justice Department finding a pattern of racism in the Ferguson Police Department and also the courts?
Well, we knew that. I think the world pretty much saw that before they came out with those findings. So that's why it's so hard to believe that they didn't find that other piece that everyone else saw.
And what do you think will happen now? Do you want there to be monitoring, federal monitoring of Ferguson police?
Being honest, I don't think there should be a Ferguson Police Department anymore.
What should there be?
The police department should be disbarred and maybe took over by a more, a better set of people. Maybe even just fire them all and just hire in some new cops. And with this new training that you're giving to an old cop, just start fresh with a new batch and they'll get that proper training that you're saying you failed to give the cops that are already working.
So do you think Jackson should go, the police chief?
Do you think Jackson should go?
Do you think Mayor Knowles should go?
Do you think Mayor Knowles should go?
What about the governor, Governor Nixon?
Oh, same question. What do you think?
My name's Cheryl Eifel. I'm the president and director counsel of the NAACP Legal Defense Fund.
Let me ask a question. I just spoke to Leslie McSpadden, the mother of Michael Brown, and I asked her about the DOJ report and what she thinks and about the federal monitoring of the Ferguson Police Department and retraining. And she said they should all be fired. Why try to retrain the old? Why not bring in a whole new group? What do you think about that?
I think I'd go a step further. It's not clear to me that the Ferguson Police Department shouldn't be entirely disbanded. It's not clear to me that this town of 21,000 people needs its own police department. There are 90 jurisdictions in St. Louis County. We need to begin to look at some regional policing issues so that we can get some quality control. You cannot get your hands around all of those tiny jurisdictions. Ferguson is but one of the 90 jurisdictions in St. Louis County. So honestly, if we want real change to happen there, we're going to need to have a regional policing solution.
Michael Eric Dyson, professor of sociology, Georgetown University.
Your thoughts today?
Well, it's an incredible day. The bloody bridge that we traveled over to come where we are has made possible what Barack Obama is. The challenge to him is to lift up the elegant legacy of people who were trampled into the ground and to refuse to be silent about the issues that vex us. He's made a gesture toward that by finally recognizing in Ferguson what was going on there. The president says this is an aberration. I'm not so sure. It's more representative than I think he or others are willing to admit. And so as a result of that, he's got to be pushed to think more critically about how systemic this is. This is not just an episode of angst, of anxiety, racially speaking, of one department. This is representative of the tensions between police people in many communities across this country and African American and Latino citizens.